Modern Warfare 3 is out and has had many conflicting opinions within the community. Is it a $70 DLC to Modern Warfare 2022? To put it simply, yes. But the original Modern Warfare 3 way back in 2011 was called Modern Warfare 2.5 by many because they viewed it as basically the same game as the original Modern Warfare 2. And MW3 2011 is considered one of the best Call of Duties of all time. So just because this is an updated and improved version of MW 2022 doesn't mean that it isn't worth buying, which is why I'm going over all three modes you get for purchasing Modern Warfare 3 with the campaign, where I will not be giving away any spoilers for those who haven't played it yet, the multiplayer, and the zombies. I will give each mode a rating out of 10 and give you my overall rating that will help you decide if MW3 is worth it. And for those of you with the game already, please leave your comments critiquing the game to help your fellow gamers decide whether or not to purchase it. Campaign. Where to begin with this one? It was very short and it only took about 4 hours to complete. If you wanted to loot around and find all the weapons, you could add probably an hour or two to the playtime. And the reasoning for it being so short was leaked by journalists saying that Sledgehammer originally was making the campaign mode about an off-branching story to the Modern Warfare storyline, but 6 months before release, they were told that they actually had to make a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2022's campaign, which helps to explain why there were only a couple good missions with open combat missions to fill space, which I want to talk about a little. These open combat missions just took parts of the old and new Warzone maps that you're just dropped into and told to make your own fun with. These missions had little to no story and felt like they were just wasting my time so they could say that the campaign was longer than 2 hours. Also, did I mention all the open combat missions were solo, with none of the characters from the campaign being involved at all? Finally, the ending jumps at you out of nowhere. The campaign feels like you're just getting to the middle of the story and then the credits start rolling. 5.5 out of 10. And I'm being a little bit generous. Multiplayer. It's a mixture of good and bad, and let's start with the good. The movement makes you feel so free as you move through the map. It is completely night and day to Modern Warfare 2022. Then the time to kill is on par with Cold War's TTK, which is the second slowest time to kill in Call of Duty history, behind only Black Ops 4. And personally speaking, I enjoy this extreme over the other extreme where you instantly die. The combination of movement and the slower time to kill encourage people to move more and camp less, which is a W for the game. That's why games like Call of Duty Ghosts and MW 2019 had so many campers, because they had some of the fastest time to kills in Call of Duty history. Now, I don't want anyone to be confused here. There's still campers for other reasons, and I'll get into those in a little bit, but they're not nearly as big of a problem as they have been in the past. Some more things that Sledgehammer did positively to reduce camping was by adding the Dead Silence perk back into Call of Duty with covert sneakers, and having the Ghost perk require the player to be moving for you to stay off the UAV. Overall, this game has done a good job of discouraging camping by adding in old features from older Call of Duties. Then the maps give me a bunch of nostalgia, while also letting new players experience all of the old maps for their first time. But just like in 2009, half these maps do suck once the nostalgia wears off. And while I'm enjoying them, I wish they also had some new maps in the game. They also improved the spawns greatly since the beta. Then the last good thing I want to go over is the camo grind system that's just like Modern Warfare 2022, but they improved it greatly by customizing the challenges to the weapon type, making how you play fit the weapons a little bit better. Now to the not so good part of multiplayer. We're going to be starting off with armory unlocks. Normally in Call of Duty, you unlock everything through leveling up, but now with the armory unlocks, they lock weapons, equipment, attachments, and more behind daily challenges and wins. It's an okay idea on paper, but it is executed pretty poorly in my opinion. There is another way to unlock these weapons that we will discuss in the future section. And next up, the UI still isn't great in the game, but it's a little bit better than it was in MW 2022. And everyone's favorite topic, skill-based matchmaking. This is the one thing holding back MW3 from being great, and is the reason many people won't be buying the game. This could be the worst skill-based matchmaking we've ever had in a game. If you do well in a single game, you now know that you're going to be going up against CDL pros, top 250 players, and iridescent players for the next 5 matches, where you have to sweat your ass off just to go even. This also brings up the issue of playing with friends who are of varying skill levels. I have friends who refuse to play the game with me because my skill-based matchmaking is too difficult for them. Call of Duty is literally stopping you from playing with your friends. That's just unacceptable. It also makes your matches take longer to find while completely ignoring your ping and only caring about your skill level. Nero Cinema made a video about this that I highly recommend checking out. Then we also get lobby disbanding, which doesn't allow for banter or making friends while playing COD like we used to do. If someone isn't having fun in a lobby, they can back out themselves. It isn't that difficult. Skill-based matchmaking just completely ruins casual play in Call of Duty. Why have a ranked mode if casual playlists are identical? Ranked mode would keep poor players in lower divisions with easier lobbies, so why have that in public matches as well? But there are some leaked emails from Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, saying that he is very unhappy with the skill-based matchmaking within Modern Warfare 3, and the Steam numbers show that skill-based matchmaking has lowered the peak player counts by far, with Modern Warfare 2022 on launch having more than double what Modern Warfare 3 has this year. If you look at the incredible decline in players, it shows that skill-based matchmaking is bad for player retention. So there is some hope that it gets toned down in the near future. I could go on and give you even more reasons why this is awful for all FPS games, but I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. And the final negative is that Sledgehammer was bringing back the Pick 10 system for Modern Warfare 3, but Infinity Ward made them scrap that and forced them to use their Gunsmith class system. I'll put Sledgehammer's class system up on screen. Feel free to pause and see what we could have had. While it sucks we didn't get the Pick 10, we still got Vest, which is essentially an extra perk that gives us the ability to sacrifice things to add extra perks, which isn't a bad compromise and improves the class setup system quite a bit. I give the multiplayer a 9 out of 10 if there was lower skill-based matchmaking, but with it, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Much better than most of the recent Call of Duty titles. Zombies. I've only played the mode for about 5 hours, but my quick rundown on what's good is that the open world aspect feels great. Playing with friends makes the experience 10 times better. Missions and contracts are good because they give you an objective. Looking for high-tier schematics and blueprints is also very fun. It gives you a way to unlock weapons locked behind the armory system by finding them in zombies and extracting with them. Then they have 3 different zones, which are essentially difficulty levels, where the farther you go into the map, the more difficult it becomes. And it's great for leveling up weapons. Now the part that isn't quite as good. We don't have any main Easter eggs yet. I'm sure they're going to be coming at some point. Playing solo is not fun at all. The 1 hour game time limit feels a little too short. The story isn't great so far and hopefully can be improved on. And finally, the loot is pretty underwhelming overall. And personally, I still like round-based zombies better, but this mode is fun. If you enjoy DMZ, you're gonna love this mode. But if you're like me and didn't play much DMZ, you're still gonna have a fun time with Modern Warfare Zombies, and I'm gonna be giving it a 7.5 out of 10 with a big chance to improve with updates through the game's life cycle. Alright, I've rated every mode now, and you're probably curious what my overall rating for the game is. And it's gonna be 6.9 out of 10, because you'll have fun with it, but you'll also be by it. There's no better way to say it or rate it. I think this is one of the best CODs in recent years and fixed many of the issues from the last couple games, but still kept some of the major problems. I think Modern Warfare 3 is on the Cold War tier of Call of Duties, which is pretty good, but not great. If you're a Call of Duty fan, then I think you should buy it, and if you're curious how the community ranks COD multiplayers, check out this video and tell me where you think Modern Warfare 3 should go on the list. Peace.